Guys, it's my first Mother's Day. My first ever Mother's Day. Mother's Day, okay? Like, I'm really, 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 really excited. Hey guys, welcome back to the Millennial Wife. I missed you guys. It's been way too long, and I have to apologize for my inconsistency already. We're all human though, so it's okay. I know y'all forgive me in advance. I already know. I know y'all forgive me. So today I just wanted to talk about Mother's Day. It's my first Mother's Day, guys. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling anxious. I'm just feeling like, wow, I'm a mom. Like, damn. The time just flew by so fast. Like, this time last year, I was pregnant. Now I have a little 9 month old literally walking. By the way, plucks for him. He just started walking last week. So I have a 9 month old who's walking, who's trying to talk, who's eating everything, who's into everything, who's biting the couch and ripping things apart and being his own little person. And I'm just sitting back in awe, amazed at how much this little boy has grown. Like, guys, just wow. Like, wow. I don't think that I realize the impact that a baby can have on your life. Of course, it's gonna probably sound stupid, but of course, everybody always talks about, oh, sleep while the baby's sleeping. Oh, it's gonna be hard. Oh, this. Oh, that. But what they forgot to tell you is that you, as a woman, are gonna go through so many changes postpartum. Like, the absolute freaking obvious. When you become a mom, your body goes through crazy changes. And let me tell you, everybody always talks about, oh, this is gonna change, this is gonna change, oh, the baby's sleeping schedule is gonna change, your schedule is gonna change. I can handle that. Why didn't nobody tell me my titties was gonna be touching the ground while I'm breastfeeding? Like, nobody told me that. Nobody warned me that my breast would gravitate towards the ground. Like, that's an obvious, like, go to. Don't forget to tell your loved one who is expecting that breastfeeding is going to have her titties scraping the ground. A moment of silence for my breast, please. Anyway, I just had to get that off my chest because that's something that really, really bothers me. And it just kind of leads me into my next subject. And guys, please bear with me. This is still something that I'm dealing with. But I'm really excited to share with you guys so that I can encourage another mom who may be going through the same thing and just doesn't have anyone to talk to about, or, you know, hear other people's horror stories, to make their situation feel better. So hopefully my little story will help you feel like you can get through the next couple of months of, you know, your life with your child or your family or, you know, anyone. So this is the here we go. I'm just go ahead and say it. I struggled with postpartum depression. And when I say struggled, guys, I mean I struggled. Like, to the point where my husband was really, really concerned about me. My family was concerned. I just wasn't myself. Like, I would sleep all day. I would get frustrated with Brendan so quickly. I would not eat. I was losing crazy weight. I just had a hard time. And one of the things that really helped me get through that was having the support of my husband. Without my husband's support, I don't think that I really could have gotten through it. My husband would come home from work super late. It would be like 11 o'clock. He would come home from work and he would just jump right in. Brendan would be crying. I remember one time Brendan had gas. And this is the first time he ever had gas. My son is typically a really good, cheerful, happy baby. And this particular day, he just cried. He cried and cried and cried and cried for hours and hours and hours. I would get him quiet. I would try and nurse him. He would be quiet for like 10 or 15 minutes and then he would start screaming again. My husband came inside of the house and I was sitting in the bed, literally, guys. I was sitting in the bed like this with my, hands on, like this, in like a cradle position, and I had my crying son sitting next to me. Why do you ask? Because, sis, I didn't know what to do. And I was losing my mind. Like, how am I supposed to take care of this crying baby and I literally don't know what's going on? I don't know. I called my mom. My mom is like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Try this, try that. That didn't work. I called my husband. He said, just be patient. He's a newborn baby. You'll get through it. I'll be home shortly. I'm just looking for answers at this point. I'm on the internet. I'm looking for different things, looking for some remedies. And I got nothing. Nada. And that was just the most frustrating thing ever. Searching for answers, and you find some answers and it still is not the right thing. It's still not working. What was I doing wrong? Literally, I was doing nothing wrong. I was just overwhelmed with being a new mom. I was overwhelmed with the idea that I had to care for a whole human, and there was something that I did, that I couldn't fix. I couldn't take him out of his pain. I couldn't take him out of his misery. And guys, when you become a parent, your child literally takes the ranking of anything or anyone who you thought was important to you. That child becomes the ultimate important human being alive. You have to keep that human living, breathing, talking, calm. You have to raise this child to be everything you want them to be and more. And of course, they're going to deviate because, in their own little right, not disrespectfully, but they'll deviate, becoming their own little person. And you'll have to adapt as a parent. You're going to have to adapt to what that child, likes, or what that child is interested in at that moment. So, all that to say, I was extremely annoyed because I am supposed to be able to care for this little human and I can't. There's nothing that I can do to get him to be quiet. So that already is a super big, how do you say it? It's a not only an adjustment, not only a transition, but it's heartbreaking because you're trying all that you can do. I'm like, okay, I'm breastfeeding, I'm nursing. Yes, I got this. Super mom. Baby gets gas. Baby's crying all day. What did I do wrong? What happened now? Brendan can't talk to me. So how am I supposed to know what's going on? How? Help me. So all in all to say, the depression really hit me in that moment. I felt like I just wasn't good enough. I felt like I was not trying hard enough. I felt like I, wasn't giving my all. And at that point, I leaned on my husband and I looked at him and I said, this is hard. I can't do this. And he looked at me and said, you have no choice. I love my husband, y'all. I have no choice. No choice at all. So, with that being said, postpartum is extremely serious. Postpartum will have you feeling lonely. Postpartum will have you feeling depressed. Postpartum will have you feeling like you're not good enough, you're not worthy. It'll have you neglecting yourself. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I went for a few days where I just didn't shower, or I didn't do my hair, or I didn't wash my face, or, I would be so wrapped up in feeling lonely or being sad that I made that a priority rather than lifting myself up and making the positives and the things that I'm doing right a priority, or, the first thing that's on my mind. So that was something that I really had to work through. As a disclaimer, I did go to counseling. I'm still going to counseling. I and It's something that we can't control. We can't control it. While we're human and while we try to have control, postpartum is something that kind of just sneaks up on you while you sleep and hits you in the face. It just robs you of pure happiness, genuine happiness. And I don't wish that on anybody. So if you feel like you are sad, lonely, depressed, if you can't do it by yourself, please, I encourage you to go and speak to someone. Let's talk about how we're feeling. Let's be more adamant about being truthful with ourselves. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's forcing us to be perfect. We're learning every single day. And as a human, you should be learning every day anyway. But especially as a mom, you learn new things every single day. New ways to do things, new ways to take care of the baby, new ways to keep yourself stimulated, keep your mind stimulated rather. You just find new ways to do you, really. Just new ways to be you, new ways to enhance the person that you look in the mirror every day, new ways to enhance Tyra Agori, like new ways to be you, sis. New ways to be unapologetically you. Do not ever let anyone make you feel like you're not good enough. Or, oh, you have a 10-month-old now, so you should be doing this or you should be doing that. You can't tell me how to do what I'm doing. Because my child is completely different than your child, sis. I love a recommendation. But don't tell me you should be doing this. Don't make me feel bad that I still nurse my 10-month-old son. You understand what I'm saying? And people sometimes lack that boundary. And people don't realize that different women go through different phases in life. Different women go through phases of motherhood. And unfortunately, the first phase of motherhood is definitely the hardest. And it's something that a lot of us really aren't prepared for. You can be prepared physically with the crib, with the stroller, with the car seat, with the bottles, the formula, the breast milk, the breast pumps, and all that other stuff. All the things that you think are necessities to keeping your child alive, functioning well, and comfortable. It's not important. What's important is your mental space and your head space. Because if you're not happy and you're not feeling the best, you're not going to be healthy enough to take care of another human being in the correct way. Does that make sense? Like, and I really, really hope it's, I don't mean to like rant and tell you what to do or nothing. Since I'm just making a recommendation. This is a recommendation, but you have to be comfortable enough for you to stay healthy, for you to remain, to strive to be healthier, and to literally just be you. Stop comparing yourself to other people. That's something that I used to do. I have this one girlfriend in particular. She has 2 children, and I used to kind of feel like I wasn't worthy enough to be her friend because I felt like she was being a super mom. I felt like she had this other child who was at home in sports. She was helping with homework while she kept her newborn baby on a schedule, while she's pumping, while she's working. And I'm over here struggling, trying to keep my son from having gas. That's pretty deep. And it's actually now that I'm even speaking to you guys that I realize that I was putting a hardship on myself. I was putting too much pressure on myself to be like the next person, because I don't know what my girlfriend is going through behind closed doors. I don't know what help she has that, I don't know about, or, how she's managing that. What I could have asked her instead of comparing myself to her was, okay, can you help me out with a schedule? What schedule do you use? Or how did you figure out a schedule for your child? Or, how are you balancing work life and mom life? Like, I could have asked questions instead of assuming. and comparing myself, because no, like I said, no parent is the same. No two children are exactly the same. So you cannot raise two kids the same. Even in their own household. You just can't. It's not possible. So all I'm gonna say, sis, build yourself up. Don't tear yourself down. Don't allow postpartum depression to take over. Don't allow postpartum depression to force you to be someone that you know you're not. And if you can realize it and you can say, okay, I feel something happening, I feel something coming on, I need to talk to somebody, I applaud you, because that's the first step and that's the hardest step. To admit and openly admit, I need to talk to somebody, you've won already. You won. You won. And I just want to be the first to say that I'm proud of you. So there's my truth. I struggled with postpartum depression and I still struggle with postpartum depression. Some of the ways that I was able to get through postpartum depression was, of course, going to therapy, to counseling, finding a hobby, finding my niche, and going back to work, being around other people. Because for, I think it's 6 to 8 weeks, you're supposed to be at home, you know, spending time with your baby, bonding with your baby, loving on your baby, loving yourself, loving on your husband. You're supposed to be taking that time to enjoy the new life that, you know, you just begun. But in those 6 to 8 weeks, life hits, and it hits hard. So I applaud you, Mom. Good job, Mom. So guys, like I told you before, I'm feeling extremely overwhelmed. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling anxious because I don't know what my husband got planned for me, y'all. My baby daddy or whatever. I'm just hoping that I literally get to enjoy time with the person that I created. I'm hoping that he'll be nice to mommy and want to be bothered, because he's his own little person now. He literally does whatever he wants to do. Like, he walks around, he's throwing stuff everywhere, messing up the house. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm looking at my carpet and it's stuff everywhere. That's just him. And I don't even get mad. I gotta wait till he goes to sleep to clean up, or else I've been cleaning up all day. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. It's gonna drive me insane. So yeah, I'm just really excited. I am excited for all of the expectant mommies out there, because all I have to say to you is that this is an amazing journey. You're gonna love it, you're gonna cherish it, you're gonna appreciate it, and you're just gonna be you're gonna become a part of an elite club that nobody can ever take your membership. Like, literally, that's how I like to put it. Like, now you're bonded into a sisterhood of other moms. Like, girl, it's amazing. My mom told me when I was pregnant, once you become a mom, you don't have a filter about momhood, about motherhood, about mom shit. Like, you just don't. You literally only have a filter while you're talking to other guys. If that, like, when I say guys, I mean if you guys are like on a marriage, like a double date or a marriage retreat or something like that, like, then you might have some type of filter. But honey, once them husbands leave, it's a wrap. We talking about if my vagina is split open. We talking about breastfeeding. We talking about sore nipples. We talking about everything. I remember the first time I went out after I had my son, me and my girlfriend went to the store. And I was in the middle of the store talking about how my breasts hurt because my son is nursing way too much. He's going over the top and my nipples are just sore. The nipples are raw. Like, my nipples are just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that just, it's so freeing. It's liberating, because who else can you talk about stuff like that with other than your husband? And that gets boring because he doesn't really know. Like, he doesn't have the full experience. Only you do. So yeah, so this is my little Mother's Day special where I've talked about myself quite long enough. I know you're probably tired of hearing me, And I just want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. To all of the expected mothers, you're in for a journey, and I am happy to invite you to the Mom Club. You have an elite membership and never-ending membership to the Mom Club. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.